CCTV. I know that he's followed me for a long time. I know that I warned him. I drew a line. I said, come back over there again. I'm going to have to defend myself. Stay away from there. Don't go over that line, mate. Please, I'm warning you. Don't do it. And then I walked away again, and then he come after me again. But I don't know what's going to be on camera until I get into the interview. And when I got into the interview, and the police I got down to a meeting with my solicitor, and my solicitor said, the police are being really nice. She said, like, it's pretty weird. I said, all right. And then the two cops come in, and when they played the video, I sat there and I was panicking like this, just watching, thinking, please be on camera, please be on camera. And then when I watch it, I'm thinking, how the hell haven't I hit him already? How the hell have I let him do this? He's in my face for 5 minutes.
So why did they bring you in?
The media, the headlines. They made it look like I'd killed someone. There was forensic tents and everything, wasn't there? And then the headlines made it look like I was the aggressor. When I sat in the interview then, but I've looked at the two coppers, and the copper winked at me because he could see then I was just like, oh my God, I can't get done for that. No, I know I can't get done for that. There's no better case of self-defense than when you watch that. But obviously the headlines went mad. But for me, a great moment for me, I didn't mention anything for 4 days. And do you know how many people now, I don't have to mention anything. The public come to my defense. The public who have watched all my stories know who I am. The public are like, I know who he is. He ain't just going to beat someone up. There's a great feeling for me.
You do all this stuff, and you have become sort of lightning rods for this feeling. Like, people focus on you because you are bringing them this message. Do you ever worry about your ego?
Yeah. There was a time I was surrounded by people who told me my shit didn't stink. With the English Defence League, I was fucking a nightmare. Total nightmare. Only when I went into jail in 2000, I can't remember what year, I'd done 22 weeks of solitary confinement. It was a real moment for me to sit and think about what I was doing. We were in the back of a lorry, 50 of us, on the way to paedophiles' houses. Like, I was self-radicalising, getting to a blow-up point. So I had lots of moments, yeah.
So, you stood on that stage. I saw the enormous pride and you had this, deservedly, you'd organised this incredible event, whether people, again, agree with you or disagree with you, that you had pulled off something extraordinary weeks after coming out of jail from a very challenging position. It's easy as you become famous. You've been famous your whole adult life. It goes to your head, doesn't it?
No, it can. Of course it can, yeah. Of course it can. And you can, I guess, my thing was, for me, people say, oh, if people are taking a picture, I say, it used to be a punch on the nose. So I'm happy. And I'm happy that people finally, which I guess my mum's happy, is that people are seeing who I am, not who they're saying I am. Remember, they've created this caricature of me. And I haven't helped myself, but I don't claim to be anything I'm not. Like sitting here now, so I'm not perfect.
So have you bought tickets to your own show?
What's that mean?
Well, are you buying into Tommy Robinson? Is Stephen a Tommy Robinson fan?
No, I'm certainly going to enjoy the fact that people now know who I am, not who they say I am. I get a buzz. Do you know when I spoke at Oxford University, 2014 or 15?
They were nicer to you than they were to me.
Were they? Because you're Jewish.
I got a hell of abuse.
Did you?
Yeah.
So what's state of affairs, man? What about this new chairman? They're fucking mental. Meant to be producing our country's future leaders. Now, when I got invited there, for me, it was a massive place. From the streets of Luton Town, which is where we were, a load of young men, I'm talking to the future leaders of the country here. That's how I viewed it. And I concentrated. And when I walked in there, everyone hated me. Everyone hated me. Everyone hated me. No one shook my hand. No one was nice to me. By the end of the speech, which was an hour and 15 minutes, everyone was asking for photos. And I thought, this is what they can't allow. And from that point then, I had Edinburgh University cancelled, York University cancelled. So I had all these universities lined up to go and discuss where people could actually listen to what I'm saying. They can't allow people to hear long form conversations like this. Yeah, this is the last thing they've wanted. People will watch this and they might think, I don't agree with him on everything, but he actually seems like just a normal bloke. Yeah, they don't want that. They want people to think you're a Nazi, horrible, racist, extremist, full of hate. And it's just not true. It's just not true. So am I buying tickets to my own show? I enjoy all the people that have been, you hear my story. Everyone knows my story. Do you know how many people like me there are? Do you know I had school teachers crying when we had the English Defence League who were losing their jobs? I've had to see so many families who have lost everything. People who have been, not just me, so many people. You get to hear my story. I'm in a fortunate position. People support me. So even when I've gone to jail, my family are all right. People support my family. Ezra Levant set up a trust for my kids. I'm in a better position than many who have tried to stand up and speak. whether that be on COVID vaccines. And I think with COVID, people didn't mind them censoring me on Islam, but then they started censoring doctors, nurses, professors. And then it woke a lot of people up. They just want total control over how you think, and they tell you what to think about who. And I guess many Jews right now are experiencing what we've experienced. The way Israel is being betrayed and the way Jews are being betrayed is unfair. I follow it all, yeah? Total bullshit. But that's what I faced. And not just I'd say working class Britons face that. Working class men and women who are in towns plagued by these problems, who have tried to speak out, have been unfairly demonised and slandered and attacked. And they're decent people.
So one of the things that a lot of Jewish people say to me about you, and more broadly, to make it less personal, the right/far right, these are the terms that I'll put on it, is just because he agrees with us on Israel now, they'll come for us next.
Boring. It's so boring.
It is, right? But so what do you want them to hear? Because this is what I'm trying to say to you. I recognise that you've told me in this whole conversation, fascinating conversation, that part of what you're doing is leading people. You know,
I'd say that if you're Jewish, it doesn't matter to me. If you're Sikh, it doesn't matter to me. I think Sikhs, personally, are the best migration. I've had an amazing relationship. Do you know, last week, I don't know if you know, a Sikh woman was raped in the Midlands by two white men who made the rape about her being a migrant. That's fucking unheard of. So where we're going now,
anti-migration guys
raped a Sikh woman. Raped a British Sikh woman.
So it's what I want to say, though, because I've got this voice in my head of these people. They'll say, you did that.
No, see, yeah, but I'll do the opposite to that. Yeah? The United Kingdom's doing the opposite to that. I went and had a meeting with Sikhs. I met with main Sikh groups. I spoke to that family when this attack happened. I spoke to the mum when the attack happened to say it's outrageous. Yeah? It's where the country's going, it needs to go, but we're also heading into a dangerous time when people are turning their anger against open borders that could be turned against innocent migrant communities. That's a reality, yeah? And it's growing. And I'm watching it grow. Whether it be the anti-Jewish sentiment, there's a massive anti-Jewish sentiment, but there's a large ethno-nationalist movement that's growing. And the ethno-nationalist movement that's growing would say everyone who's not white needs to migrate and go back, yeah? And that's growing. Now, I want to do my part to play my role as a unifier to unify every community in Britain. To say that many of these migrant communities, Sikhs especially, which I've had a great relationship with, have come here. They love Britain. They've embraced Britain. You know, they've not declared war on it.
So for all your Britishness and your emphasis on Britishness, you are not an ethno-nationalist.
No, I'm not an ethno-nationalist. I'm from Luton Town. I'm from Luton Town. You line up my 30 mates, we're all different shades and all different colours. Yeah, and I've had this argument with ethno-nationalists for years. Then ethno-nationalists hate me. I'm a race traitor. I'm a Zionist. I'm a multiculturalist. You know, when we talk about multiculturalism, which again I think is a weak, cowardly way of addressing the issue, Angela Merkel, David Cameron, they all said multiculturalism's failed. No, Islam failed. Just tell the fucking truth. Stop bullshitting everyone. Right? No, that's true. Well, the Sikhs haven't failed. The Jews haven't failed. The Hindus haven't failed. My St. Lucian mates haven't failed. My Jamaican mates haven't failed. We all get on. We work. Islam's failed. You're blaming everyone. Just like you blamed everyone with the Asian grooming gangs, Muslim grooming gangs. Yeah? Predominantly Pakistani, but Muslim. Right? Address the issue. So when you're talking about multiculturalism, well, if we took Islam out of Britain now, yeah, if it wasn't here, we wouldn't be sitting having this discussion. There wouldn't have been 1 million people on the street. There would not have been an attack on British culture. There wouldn't have been a loss of identity. None of these things would have happened. Islam is the problem.
I asked you earlier, I don't think you answered it. When did you first become aware of Islam?
After the Beslan School Massacre. Beslan School Massacre, and I can still see it, and it was a real light bulb moment for me. But it wasn't Islam that I've become aware of. I've become aware of the groups, the terrorist groups. So some people don't understand, and I'm sorry to the Jewish community, it's coming to your school. Yeah, that's coming. They're going to do a school. It's going to happen. Yeah, they're going to hit a school. That's what's going to happen.
Well, you know what I have to say? I put up a thing on X the other day after this attack on Yom Kippur. I just had